Okay, guys. I actually just got back from the midnight showing of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and the first thing I can say is amazing. I absolutely loved this movie. It is way, way beyond my expectations. I actually stood in line for the book when it came out, and I read the book in 24 hours and loved the book, teared up, laughed, everything. I mean, it was a great ending to the series, and part one of the movie is definitely it definitely lived up to the book. There's not much I can say without spoiling it. There is a few things I will talk about, and I will warn you before I give the spoilers. Um, the one thing I can talk about that I noticed because of me wanting to go to school for film, which I'm hoping to soon, um, is the cinematography in this movie. The cinematography in this movie was beautiful. There's a few scenes that I will mention when I get to the spoilers as far as the cinematography goes, and it's just like it just amazed me how this movie was shot. It was just gorgeous. Um, the characters were very very well developed over time from the first one to the last book. Some series they don't do well enough to develop the characters, and as far as the acting goes for the people playing them, but as far as Rupert Grant and Daniel Radcliffe and I can't remember her name now, plays Hermione Granger. Sorry guys. But they are superb in this movie. Their acting is great, and I cannot wait for part two. That's 6 months away, and I will be there at midnight for that too. And I probably will shed a tear at the end of it because I grew up with this series. I mean, I've been following the series since the first movie came out, and I read the first book after I saw the movie. I've been following ever since. What else can I say? I was blown away by it. I don't know what else to say. I was with I was with a full audience, which was good because the last midnight premiere I went to was or early showing I went to was Saw 3D. And there was only 5 people in the theater with us, which I'm kind of glad there was because I knew it was disappointing. But that's another review that you can check out later. Um, I don't know. It was like I said, it was amazing. Um, I can't talk about anything without spoiling anything. So if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, I guess click out now because I'm going to talk about some of the scenes and the reason why I liked it so much, and there's a few reasons why I had problems with it. So if you haven't seen it or read the book, click out now because I'm about to talk about some major things. Okay, if you haven't clicked out, then you've either seen it or you want to spoil it for yourself, and if that's the case, then I don't know what to tell you because you're an idiot. I mean, that's just I. I think the one thing that I had a problem with the most as far as talking about spoilers is Hedwig test is what I definitely have the biggest problem with. The way they handled it in the book was very very emotional, and you could tell that it was they were trying to produce it as a major character's death, and in the movie it just kind of happened. It really didn't. I mean, it was emotional, but it wasn't like cheer up kind of emotional. It just kind of happened, and that was it. And then it happened the next scene, and it was the same way with Mad Eye Moody in the book. When Mad Eye Moody dies, it is so much more emotional, and there's so much more feeling behind it than there is in the movie. And I think in the book they actually describe the scene. In the movie, they just say that he died. There's no, I mean, the when they say that he died in the movie, everybody stops talking and it gets really somber, and it's sad, yeah, but it's not as emotional as I expected. As I mentioned earlier, the cinematography, it's just gorgeous in this movie. I could not believe it. There's a few scenes in particular. The first one I noticed was when Hermione and Harry, sorry, it's late, I'm tired, are on the bed of rock, and he's staring out at the sunset, and it's just like it shows him standing there, and you can look behind him, and there's a sunset there, and it is beautiful shot, and I absolutely loved it. Another shot that I noticed was when Hermione and Harry are in the graveyard and the snow's falling around them and he's staring at his parents' grave. That shot was, with the snow falling around them, was just that and the cliffs are probably my favorite scenes in the movie just because of how it was shot. And it just, if anybody notices these things, it just makes the movie more beautiful, and that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. I can't remember the woman's name, but another cinematography scene I liked a lot was the woman that he follows in his hometown after they leave the grave. When she lights the candle, the reflection of the light off of her face and his is just, I don't know what it was. I just liked it a lot. I mean, it was like the way that it flickered off their faces. I don't know. It was beautiful. Um, I think I talk about the ending, and then I'll end this review because, like I said, it's 3:13 in the morning, and I probably should get to bed to get work. Um, the ending was very, very good. It was better than I expected to be because I thought they were just gonna kind of drop off somewhere. No, it was. Anybody who's read the book knows that Dobby dies, and when Dobby dies, that was probably the most emotional scene of the movie. I didn't shed a tear, but I teared up. I mean, it's a very sad scene. Um, Basically, anybody who's read the book knows that Bellatrix Lestrange throws the knife, and as they're, I can't remember what they call it, I'd say transporting from one place to another. And I'm not as big of a fan as some people are. Some people know all the terms. I'm not really sure. But when they're transporting from one place to another, she throws a knife and it catches Dobby, and he dies in Harry's arms. And his line, if I can remember correctly, was "It's a beautiful place to be with friends," and it was a beautiful line that was delivered, and it was very emotional. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie has its humor. I laughed multiple times during this movie. I did. I laughed a lot, but it's also very, very emotional. This movie is a lot darker than people think it is. Um, that's one thing. That's one other thing I want to talk about that I did not mention: the animation. There is a scene where Hermione reads the Three Brothers story, and the animation for the Three Brothers story I thought was great. I mean, it was just the way as she was telling the story and how they went back to the animation. The was a crow's feather dropping into the water as it leads into the animation was just great. I mean, it was. I don't know who directed this movie. They change directors all the time. I'll look it up and put it in an annotation, but whoever it was did a great job with this movie, and I really hope the second part is as good as this. But the very last scene that closes out this movie to lead into the second one is Voldemort breaking into Dumbledore's grave and stealing the Elder Wand. That is a great way to end it. It's suspenseful and it was very well done because the very last scene before the credits roll is he shoots the Elder Wand into the sky, a lightning bolt into the sky, and it's great, and that's just how it ends. And it makes me very, very excited for the second one, and like I said, I will be in line at midnight for the second one, and probably shed a tear when it's over. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. I think that's about it. Again, I loved it, and I can't wait for the second one. I tried to get this up as quick as I could so that you guys could give me your opinions. Just leave your comments at the bottom, say your responses, whatever you want to do, and I'll respond back. Thanks